All right, so good evening. So tonight we're going to work on the Across the Decade project, and I will tell you, I did not look anything up for the 1960s. Usually I look stuff up in the history, and I just did not have time. I didn't think about it. I know that I'm going to do Audrey Hepburn. Breakfast at Tiffany's was 1961, the year I was born. So for those of you watching on YouTube, this is a recording, and I am talking to live people in the chat. And feel free to fast forward or mute it. So this is my reference photo from that time. And I've pulled some papers and some stencils. This is the bling that I bought. Let me see if I can. But this isn't for, well, I don't. This is for the ATCs. I'm not sure how I want to use this. I could use your wedding photo. This mat had a smear on it, so I'm going to decide whether I want to put my quote out here, which is what I was thinking on, or if I want to do something to the mat. We'll decide. This is going to be my ATC. What I'm going to do is I'm going to paint her, and then I'm going to scan it and print it. That's funny button. I'm going to scan it, I'm going to print it, and that's going to be the base. That's going to be my ATC for Angie's swap. Is I'm going to do this piece, scan it or take a picture of it, and then print it in the right size. And this is what I'm going to put it on for the back of the for the ATCs. This was the other paper that I thought I just pulled 3 pieces of it, and so that I'm going to just put away. And I don't know which quote I want to use. We'll decide. But that's what these were pulled for. All right. So I pulled these napkins, stencils. I pulled some paper. And I'm just not sure what we want to do with the background. One of my thoughts was painting the background the Tiffany blue, and then putting I hate when the painter's tape sticks. It's supposed to stick. Alright, one of my thoughts was painting the background the Tiffany blue and then using this paper on the background. The other thought was using the stencil. Here comes Tay Tay. She's got to say hi. Okay, Tay Tay. It's hi and bye, girl.
Oh.
She's like, I woke up for this. You know, everybody on YouTube is just going, oh, brother. Yeah, you gotta move. She's a nut. She's like, I've been waiting all day for this.
Like my cameo.
Yeah, we had all these false starts where mom and dad came and sat down in here. All right, go on your table. Go on your chair. All right, she's on her chair. You may have to use the squirt gun. I don't think I want to use these because there's not enough of this. So I think I'm going to put, nope. put these up. So, yeah, the evil water. Let's paint the background Tiffany blue, and then we'll go from there. So I have Deco Arts Aquamarine, and I'm going to add some white to it until I get a color that we like. And I might add a little sparkle to it because, you can always use a little sparkle. And let's throw in a little teal dazzling metallics. Mix that up. Are you going over?
Yeah.
All right, my wallet
Yeah.
is in my purse.
I got it.
All right. Are you gonna pick up maybe dinner on your way home?
Let's talk about that when I get back.
Okay, sounds good. I'm not starving, but sorry, guys. All right, that's a pretty good color for the background. And I'm gonna cover her necklace a little bit and earrings, because that is where I plan on using the bling that I bought. We'll figure out how we want to use it later. Her dress is going to be black. Most of this will be under the mat, but hi, Ella. Yeah, that I didn't realize Presto was so old, that she was 15 and a half years old. Yeah, this is one of my favorite colors. Any turquoise. And stinking red. Well, I can't say I wanted a fancy cigarette holder since not a smoker, never have been. May have this a little darker than we want. Should have maybe gone a little lighter, but I have a couple thoughts, so we'll decide in a minute. We'll put this coat on and then we'll decide. Been a hard week for pets, though. First Linda's Sid, and now Jean's Presto. Okay. Use that brush. I'll use this one to get in the tight spots. Should have got a bigger brush than this, but I got my email for work. Go back Monday. And luckily, though, I was very excited to see that the first week is on our campus. So I don't have to go to the other schools till the second week. And that's 4 days, not 5. So that's not too bad. I don't know if I'm ready to go back. Ready to see my friends that I teach with. I kind of think this is a little dark, a little chalky. I'm gonna let's go into. Kat, I got the photo reference ready. And I reprinted Jane's. So it finally printed right. The resolution that girl used was just too pixelated, and so it printed a lot better the second time. When I went in and printed it myself. Jane, I need to show you some papers too while we're both here in the room later and get you to pick choices, eliminate choices, that kind of thing. I pulled a bunch more, and it may not be right, but we'll like I said, we'll just look at them and say yes or no, 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 and we'll start narrowing it down. Trying to decide this right here. Let me look at it on my phone. I'm not sure what this line is, and it might be her thumb folded back, but I don't know. That doesn't seem right. Those are different. Here's the original photo. Well, it's a little bit of black, so it is her thumb. Okay. Now the question is, what we want to do next. Do we want to lighten this and leave it alone? Do we want to lighten it and do a stencil, like a stencil on a stencil? Or do we want to put some of this on? Do we want some of that? The stencil. Okay. Because here's the bling I got to put on it. Right now the bling shows up. I'm not sure I like that. So I'm thinking lighten it and maybe stencil the lighter. So let's add some white to that. So that we can get a contrast. I think I need more white. No, you can't come up here. So what I'm thinking is putting the lighter stencil on the background. Let's get a sponge. Need to get a new package of sponges. Alright, here's the one choice. Kind of a fleur-de-lis is what I was thinking. This one has a large fleur-de-lis, which we could use a large fleur-de-lis for the bling. And then the smaller ones, okay, I need the mat real quick. If I do the large fleur-de-lis, it's got to be like kind of right here. The all over fleur-de-lis. And then just stick the little bling in one of the fleur-de-lis. That makes it easier. Okay, so let's do this. Let's cut our photo reference. Just to cover her so that we can do an all over pattern. Okay. Here, we'll get a piece of tape. The new stencil in different areas. Do you not think the new stencil is too modern, Eileen? I don't know, it is kind of 60s. I am kind of feeling it. Okay, Eileen, you're right. What about the new stencil and then the large fleur-de-lis in black with the bling? Because then this bling will stand out on that black fleur-de-lis. You're right. It's perfect. Very retro, yeah. And it will be less of the dark turquoise because the lighter turquoise, since this stencil is. All right, so I'm going to match up the stencil. Well, there's no matching up the stencil. I'm just going to move up. Yeah, it does look good. I should move this over just a little bit. That's good. All right, then I can match up this side and get it going. Yeah, it wasn't what was in my head, but it's the right choice. It's an unexpected twist, I think. I think the fleur-de-lis was more. It's doing a lot better. It still hurts every once in a while when I turn it a funny way. I don't know. It hurts right here. So I'm doing what they said. I had the brace on all day. I sleep with it. I wear it all day. I just took it off about 30 minutes before I came on because sometimes it just starts to rub and it gets so irritating. Okay. We'll get this last little bit down here. Okay. I gotta cut. I don't want to untape, but I'm gonna cut this. And fold it back because there's quite a bit of space here that I need to get. Okay, I think that works. Let's see if there's any other areas. Just a little bit right in here. I'll go over that. Not worried about that. Okay, so I'm going to let that be. Let's get a piece of paper. What, Jane? Oh, you don't like straight lines? Oh, well. I like really graphic geometric stencils a lot. Which is why this stencil said, oh my gosh, you got to go home with Debbie. Even though I did buy 2 sets of magicals. I'm not supposed to be spending money. But paid the bills today. And I thought, needed 2 more sets of magicals. I needed a red. So I got the Jingle Bell set, which has a black, a gray, a red, a gold, and a green. And I got this one Tuesday morning. And I got the other set had a green, a turquoise, a pink. Can't remember what the name of it was, which one it was. They're shimmers, they're not flats. I don't really care for the flat ones. Ooh, that is what I wanted. That's going to be so good on a print on something. I still have a little bit of more paint. So Let's take some more paper and do this. Hopefully I'll run out of paint here in just a second. Because these scraps I'll use in a collage. Yeah, that'll give me 5 sets. I got this stencil at Tuesday morning. And it was $2.99. They had her, the stencil with the girl face and the writing in the face, the profile. And they had a couple others of hers. They had the Andy Skinner one that Janet had, that I already have, with the guy with the clock and the Roman numerals. Alright, so let's put that up. Y'all, Tay is being so good right now. It's amazing that she's figuring out that that is her stool and she should stay on it. Okay. This brush of water. I think I'll use that stencil again tonight, but let's just set that over there. I'm gonna get a paper towel. And then we'll start the underpainting. The only other thing I got is I got another set of those American Craft pens. Since I seem to have killed the old ones so quickly. Karen, what are you going to school for? Is it to just advance the career you have now, or do something else? I got the bling at Michael's. I got the stencil and the pins at Tuesday morning. And that was it. That's all I bought. Alright, let me show Jane real quick. Some stuff. Okay. For greens, I just have like a napkin and this. I had this, but I'm going to assume too geometric for you. Yes, Jane? I'm going to say no to this. And just keep those two for the greens. Yeah, bachelor's in nursing. Okay. Then I had for the pinks, I had this from Janet. I had this soft kind of pinky yellow, and the circles won't really show up. It's more about the background because by the time we tear it up, the circles won't make a difference because it was really about the softness of it, I think. And then I had these they're kind of a purple pinky and they're pretty muted. Again, they would be smaller pieces. Yeah, but that's all I have of it. Um, are these okay? They're kind of a purple, like a periwinkle and a magenta. Okay, so that goes in the yes. Vintage music papers, okay, right? Um, what about this one? And again, it would be torn. It wouldn't be in its entirety. Yeah, I won't. Thanks, Eileen. So this is a no. Circles is a no. Right, Jane? This is a no. No circles. Okay, that's good. Um, this is one of the stencils I thought I might use. It's like a doily. If I used a stencil, this is one of the ones I thought I might use. And I actually have a doily that I thought I would use. So is the stencil and the doily both okay? This will just take a minute, guys, while we're waiting for that paint to dry. You like the doily? Okay, this, like I said, this is a stencil we might use with the watercolor or paint or whatever, however, whatever. Okay. That was a scrap just like for the nose. If we, it's just a brown. It's very muted. Okay. Uh, now we're going to look at some papers. And you will not hurt my feelings at all. Okay. This one, I'm not looking at the words. I'm just looking at the soft pinks in the background. It says like love and baby girl and some of those things. And well, we're not talking about the dog right now. I'm just talking about papers that we'll use. We'll talk about the dog in a minute. We'll talk about the style in a minute. I'm just trying to narrow down things that you think it's okay to use in the background or in the piece in any way. So this is okay? Okay. Stripe. Just say stripe, yes or no. This is a set that goes together. It's all the same company. No stripe. What about the flowers? Yeah, I thought about that, CB. Yeah, I got no stripe. Flowers are plaid. Are they yes or no's? Just I'm gonna tell you right now, this is a no. Okay, they're no's, both of them. Pale pink paper. It's just a pale pink paper and it's got a really tiny floral. And this is a little floral that's got some little bit of glitter. Yes. And this one okay too? It's real small. Okay. The back side, I might use the back side of these. This is kind of a mauve, but it doesn't, well, it kind of, yeah, it kind of, this mauve, yes. And could I use the back sides of these? Not the front, the back. The side you see. Not the stripe, not the plaid, but could I use the solids? Okay, so that's papers. So now the question is, Delilah, and what I'm talking about is the one in the ice tray. You had told me whimsy. Do you want her done in colored pencil that she's realistic? Well, I won't use all of it. It'll just be pieces of it. Because I thought you want her done like the bunnies. But it sounds like you want her more realistic. Yeah, it's a lot of papers, but that's because they're 12 by 12s. There may only be little bits of pieces of those papers. So are we doing some collage around? And okay, so you want it really more realistic, because if I do collage where she is, then I can't do the colored pencil and do it more realistic. So I think I want to focus more on the collage on the outside and do, yeah, the picture itself is whimsical, but we're going to do it realistic. Okay, that gives me more guidance. And then, see, this picture printed a lot better. The first time, see how it printed, Jane, the first time? It was so hard to, it was kind of pixelated. It was black and white, I know, but it was too pixelated. So I did reprint it, and I'm probably going to end up, I don't know which size I'm going to use. I'm leaning towards this size because I think it's just a better picture. Yeah, isn't it crazy how bad it printed? And I had a couple ideas about the no mat idea too for you. So we'll talk about that later. Now that some of that paper could come in play. I'm also thinking that we could cross over some of that paper. Like some of the paper that we use on the one pet portrait, we could use on the background. Like, do the backgrounds the same? Is what I'm kind of thinking about. We might want to do the two pieces have a similar background. Some of the same papers. Okay, so let's start back on Audrey here. I know, Tay, you are just fit to be tied. I did get a colored picture, so it's not the same picture, but so I'd have a little bit of skin tone reference. Her hair is dark, so I'm going to use um, a little bit of dark gray. Just squirted paint. And a little bit of light gray value. Her dress is black. And I'm just going to use black and paint it in. Hi, Jean. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the dark gray. And then come back in and hit with the light gray in some of the places that would have, oh, there's another, that really did throw several gray dots around. Now my reference photo was black and white to begin with, but you can see where some of the highlights are in the photo. And I found pictures from set where she's wearing the same costume. So I have a little bit of a reference also. Because it's really kind of a brown. Her hair more than a black. But I'll put some brown in with the dark when I use the colored pencils. Is Tara here? Hi, Rebecca. Okay, and the other thing I think I want to do before I get too far is I think I'm going to put some flesh out, because there's a couple places that I want to work. I want to have the flesh dry. That are going to show through the gray. And I'm going to put a little white in that. Also don't like this line. So get rid of it a little bit. Some of that opaque white just to minimize it. Yeah, and it's so wrong. That's a big area, but I'm just gonna, like I said, I'm gonna not worry about some of this right now. We'll add it back. Hi, Jillian. And this is for my Across the Decades project. July is the 1960s. And Breakfast at Tiffany's came out in 1961. So I thought it was a suitable choice. And I'm going to start out with her lips. This color too. And then change it. Okay, let's see. What kind of neckline? Pretty much necklace. Arm right here, so that's good. Okay, and then I'm guessing the shirt dress. Be kind of right here. Okay, let's go back to the gray now. Okay. That should work for the bulk of the. Have to come back in and hit that again. Maybe even with some white ones. Okay. I'm grabbing a little white so I can get a lighter. Okay. Stop, Tay-Tay. All right. Is it? Oh, thank you, Jennifer. Her jewelry wasn't gold. It was like a black and pearl, from what I could tell in all the pictures. But I'm gonna take a little license with that. I need to look at my other. I have a picture that's not cut. Let me dig over here in the stuff that we tossed to the side tonight, real quick. Yeah, there's a piece of hair that goes off that I cut on the other picture. That's what I was looking for. Okay, now I think I'm gonna take a little bit of black and get some dark areas. Hit this with the lighter. And darker. Lighter again. There. And darker. Here. Night, May. Okay, I think that's a pretty good for that. I'm gonna put black right in here. For the biggest stone on her earring. And then for the small stones, they're, I'll put gray, because they're diamonds. I'm gonna need it to do the, yeah, hey. Okay, get where you need to be, because it ain't here. I'll put the black back in there. There's a little shadow in there. In that ear. All right. Alright. Let's try and find a small enough brush that I can get a pretty decent holder, skirt holder. It's also a little bit of a dress. All right, and then the cigarette holder, I think is like silver, and the cigarette obviously is white. Okay, so that works for that. Now let's do the black of the dress. Hey, babe. All right, I'm just gonna come over that jewelry. Put it back in. I am putting a little dark gray in this just to take the black down just a little bit. Not that there's a lot of highlights on the dress. Paint what black button? This is just the underpainting. This is not the final. Like that dress needs to come up higher. But there are beads, so let's take that littler brush. You know, I didn't watch this movie until I guess about a year ago, maybe. that I actually sat down and watched the whole thing. Let's get a little gray in here, not on her teeth, but in this area. You gonna watch your show for a little bit?
Yep.
Okay. You have Netflix on there, right?
Yep. We'll go eat when we get done.
Yeah. No, no, I don't think I did, Jane. I thought she was. Well, I mean, she was tragic, I guess. I don't know. Can't say that I actually did. It is a classic. And I don't know how I went so long without seeing it. I guess maybe in my head I thought I had. Yeah, she was, yeah. Let me look at I need to. She had see, it's kind of, the necklace is kind of like a bib. But she had different necklaces on during different pictures. So, I mean, different stills. She had different necklaces on. So I'm just going to go with. Kind of down into like a point. I think that'll do. And I'll make some of them black and some of them, like, some rose black and some rose pearls. Because what it was like jet beads and pearls. And then this was black with some like rhinestones around it. Alright, and let's go back to, I need to go back to the color one. I can't tell what color eyes she had. in these photos, so I'll have to Google that. Yeah, I don't think I've seen all of Casablanca either. I'm not a Humphrey Bogart fan. But I love To Kill a Mockingbird. I'm just putting white in the eyes right now. A little bit of gray in there. It won't matter though. This is Dot's favorite part. Got something on her face. Let's put a little bit of white. It's got a little gray in it still, but I'm not worried about it. It's going to have colored pencil on top of it. I just want to get rid of some of that gray in there. Trying to get a little bit more pure white. Okay, and then let's get a little bit of this gray. Put just a little bit of gray in here. Right there. I really can't tell if this is her skin or the dress, but it is actually all shadowed. I'm sure it's her neck. Get it clean. Let me get it clean. What? Why? Okay. Now let's come in with a little gray in this area. Let's blot it with the clean. Let's take a little bit of this white. Okay. I think I'm done with the underpainting. Let me put that up. Let's get rid of the paints. Right now. And we'll start with some of the, I don't know how far we'll get with the colored pencil work. Today, but we'll get started. Before I get rid of this, I need to do something real quick. Okay. I want to get rid of all the brushes. I want to figure out where I want to put the bling with the fleur-de-lis. Now I've lost the stencil. We also need to decide what quote we want. Maybe we want a quote up here. Hand me my purse, darling. A girl can't read this sort of thing without her lipstick. Don't be like the rest of them, darling. One of a kind, or nothing very bad could happen to you at Tiffany's. So those are our 4 choices. So let's, 1. See, there's another pen. That is not right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So do we like, hand me my purse, darling. A girl can't read this sort of thing without her lipstick, which says Holly Golightly, 1. One of a kind is 2. I think there's 2 blue. Don't be like the rest of them, darling, or nothing very bad could happen to you at Tiffany's. The Tiffany's one, number 4, that's what I'm leaning towards too. Okay, so let's secure that. Put the others in the bin. Okay, do we want that right there? The real bling, this bling is going to go on the actual ATC. So maybe I don't need to worry about this at all. And I'll use this bling in the earring necklaces somehow. I don't have to use this matte. That's not. So the question is, we don't need to stencil a bigger fleur-de-lis right here. We just want to leave it just like that, right? Her in the quote? Yeah, her in the quote. Okay, so let's put, I'm gonna go ahead and put the quote on. I don't want to get the wet. And that's good because I don't like this right here where it, I don't want to get the top of the quote real. I don't want to get the background a lot of matte medium. I just want to. In the end, it's going to get finished. But right now, while I'm using the colored pencils, I want to avoid getting too much on the background. Okay. So we don't need that paint. So we can get rid of all of this on the desk. And I think I'm going to stop and finish the rest of this tomorrow night. Just because I feel like I'm... Oh, she'll get eyes, Dot. I know you hate that. I have to look up her color of eyes. Do that for me, Dot. Creeps you out. They stay till the end toward almost. Okay. I gotta clean my hands too. So I think I'm gonna end the recording right